Hello, everyone. For this week's discussion, I wanted to talk about why calorie balance is so important and whether exercisers, commonly undereat. Now, when most people hear the term calorie balance, they immediately think about weight loss, while body weight is certainly influenced by calorie intake and expenditure. I think calorie balance is much broader than that. It directly affects energy levels, recovery, athletic performance, muscle growth, hormone production, immune function, and just overall health. Now, whether someone's goal is to lose weight, build muscle, improve athletic performance, or just simply live a healthier life, calorie balance is going to play a central role. Now, at its simplest, calorie balance refers to the relationship between calories we consume and calories we expend or burn. A calorie surplus generally supports weight gain, while a calorie deficit leads to weight loss. Energy balance, however, isn't just about maintaining body weight. It determines whether the body has enough energy to recover from exercise, adapt to training, and perform everyday activities. One misconception I hear quite often is that carbs are bad or carbohydrates are unhealthy or should just be avoided altogether. Now, in reality, carbohydrates are the body's preferred fuel source during moderate and high intensity exercise. Eliminating them completely can reduce training performance, slow recovery, and make it more difficult to maintain consistent exercise habits. Now, instead of viewing carbohydrates as good or bad, I think it's more important to focus on overall diet quality and matching nutrition to an individual's activity levels and goals. The second part of this discussion asks whether exercisers commonly undereat. Now, I don't think the answer is simply yes or no. Instead, I think it depends on the individual and their goals. Now, in my personal experience as a personal trainer, many clients who are trying to lose weight believe they are eating less than they actually are. They often underestimate calories from alcohol, coffee, other soft drinks, and just beverages in general, while also struggling to consistently consume enough protein. Now, on top of that, many clients eat well during the week but become less consistent on the weekends. These patterns make it difficult for people to accurately judge their true calorie intake. Now, at the same time, I have worked with many older adults who unintentionally undereat. They frequently consume too little protein and just not enough total calories to support muscular maintenance and recovery. As we age, preserving muscle mass becomes increasingly important for maintaining strength, balance, and independence. Without adequate nutrition, even a well-designed exercise program becomes less effective. Now, one phrase I often share with my clients is you can't out-train poor nutrition. Now, I think this summarizes the relationship between exercise and calorie balance very well. Many people focus almost entirely on 1 hour they spend exercising while overlooking the other 23 hours of the day. Consistent nutrition, proper recovery, adequate sleep, and regular physical activity all work together to determine long-term success. Personally, my perspective has changed as I've continued strength training and powerlifting. Earlier in my training, I thought success was primarily determined on how hard I worked in the gym. Over time, I've come to realize that proper nutrition often plays even a larger role. When I'm adequately fueled, my workouts are stronger, recovery is faster, and my overall performance improves. In many ways, I now view nutrition as being close to 80% of the battle because it directly supports every adaptation we're trying to achieve through training. Now, research also supports this idea. Low energy availability, particularly among high active individuals, has been linked to decreased athletic performance, impaired recovery, hormonal disturbances, reduced bone health, and increased injury risk. On the other hand, consistently meeting energy and protein needs improves training adaptations, preserves lean muscle mass, and supports long-term health. So, do exercisers undereat? Sometimes they do, particularly older adults and highly active individuals who fail to consume enough calories or protein to support their activity levels. However, I think a more common issue is that many people misunderstand their own eating habits. They may unintentionally consume more calories than they realize while still falling short on the nutrients their bodies actually needs. Overall, I believe calorie balance should be viewed as a tool for supporting health and performance rather than simply controlling body weight. Helping people understand how to properly fuel their bodies may be just as important as encouraging them to exercise in the first place. When nutrition and exercise work together, individuals are much more likely to achieve a sustainable improvements in both performance and long-term health. Thank you, and I look forward to hearing some of your guys' thoughts on the topic of calorie balance.